since you've made it this far in this part 2. I'm going to continue where I have left off about the church and God not being in people, why the world is the way that it is. It is not the outside that you need to put within you. It is the inside of you that needs to be manifested in the physical world as to who you are. If you need to be told what to do and who you are, you don't deserve yourself. If you need to be guided to the light for the rest of your life, you don't deserve to even put a label on your life. If you have no control over your idea, your focus, and your relationship with your perception of God and life beyond, you are not in a position to even get close enough to understand anything concerning the next life or a higher power, because you are negating you. The trick of the church is a stepping stone, ladies and gentlemen. It is a stepping stone as a classroom for you to learn what directions you choose to go. Did you hear what I said? Choose. Not demanded by hellfire and fear. Not forced because some pastor said that you are a sinner. Come to church on Sunday. You are a backslider. No. Not because grandma and grandpa and daddy and mommy kept pulling you into the church and now you're satisfied. It's almost like this. You get beat up by the bully and you start liking it. And then you start doing it for the rest of your life. What a psychology. But it's true. It happens. You're guilty of it. I was. Until I started learning. You know what happens when you go to the church for a while and you begin to read books and study in the library and live your life as you should normally, not in fear, but as a natural, normal individual. Okay? You won't need church anymore because you value yourself and you know the difference between wrong and right. It's already within you. You have leveled up to the next stage of who you are supposed to be, an individual. That's right. It is not the lack of church nor Godship, as some people may think, which has caused the world to be the way that it is. It's called the lack of instincts. It's the lack of internal perception. It's the lack of connection with nature and the universe. It's the lack of hearing that voice. Listen to what Morpheus is saying. If you're not prepared for this, if you still have an argument after what I'm getting ready to say, okay, don't waste your time with my audio. This is for the graduate people who aren't interested in being bound or limited. These are for people who know that they are the evidence of life, not you who can't even comprehend that. Now listen, because of bad foods, because of your American lifestyle, because of the programming around you, it's to distract your perception. It is to make you think something is there and it is not. It is to put blinders over your eyes. It is to cheat you out of you being the better you. Now, I am going to use this emailer, thank you two couples from North Carolina, to attach it to the subject of what I was discussing in the first audio. 2 words that you must understand that some of you think is a joke, because see, you got money to take care of this issue, this bad itch, Some of you think that your life in a successful lane of the matrix, you don't have to deal with this issue, but you are the issue and you don't know it. It is called planned obsolescence. Planned obsolescence. That's right. Planned obsolescence is when a thing basically is planned to either self-destruct, deteriorate, go bad, break down, become less of quality, lose its luster, decrease, recede, all the above. Or you can say something that is no longer good for itself or anybody else. That's planned obsolescence. At birth, in school, in the systems, in practically almost everything, even the car industry, the cars that you drive. I am not going to say any names, but I have on some of my other audios and will to come. Manufacturers making cars on planned obsolescence so you can keep bringing it back to who? The manufacturer, the salesman, to the mechanics. To make what from you? Money. So when you have your money, for those of you who are thinking that you are well above this problem, okay, because you can go buy your mechanic, you can buy a new car, drive it for a few years and give it back. No need to own it. Or whatever payments that you might spit out by buying these expensive luxury vehicles don't mean a thing to you. So planned obsolescence, it's hard to comprehend when you have the pillow that the Matrix have given you, so you don't have to suffer as much. You can buy your way through life and go ahead and allow the orchestration of the Matrix to parasite off of you. You got enough money to handle it, so what? I buy a Porsche and they can do as much work on it as they want to, no matter how many times they got to pull the engine out of this car. It don't matter. But what you don't understand, my American people, that the reason why, going back to the beginning, I do what I do is to avoid the plan of obsolescence. I go against that. I want you to have longevity in your marriage. I want you to have longevity in your life. I want you to have longevity enough for your kids so they can benefit for their future. That's why it ties in through these two emailers, the one that I've spoken about in the first audio. We don't know that we're living in a planned obsolescent lifestyle. It's in your food, which is genetically modified organisms. That's GMOs, monosodium glutamates. Your lifestyle, always sitting behind a computer, never going out for a walk in nature, scared of nature, getting your hands dirty, always in the house, always in front of the smartphone and the tablet, unless you're not listening to me. That's an exception to the rule. You're learning something. You're pumping iron with your brain. But when you get done, go for a jog. Morpheus's recommendations. So during this planned obsolescence, you will consider your question to be, is it the churches or the lack of God in man? Is it? You would ask me. No, I would say. Because again, you are in a system of planned obsolescence. That means you can go there all you want to, but you're not getting the fruits of reality as you should. Let me give you an example. I always do. Let's say that we are in a party, right? And they're selling alcohol and I want to get geezied up. I'm really ready to have a good time tonight. I want to party. Just enough to feel good, where I'm wobbling to the bar and stumbling and a little bit wobbling back to my seat, where I have to sit down for a few minutes to catch my balance. Okay, I'm ready for that. So we are both sitting at this, we're at the party, but we're sitting at the table. And they bring the drinks out. Now, check this out. This is church, for example. Just listen. You are seeking for that ultimate tipsy. You're seeking to feel good tonight. You're seeking to really get the core in. Okay? So for me, I go to a different bar. I'm Morpheus. I go outside where you are and I purchase my drinks that's in the hallway. The legitimate good stuff that nobody really goes over. So I'm going over here. I get me a bottle and I'm feeling good. Come back, sit down. I got a smile on my face. Okay. You're looking at me. You jealous. And okay, I'm going to get something to drink too. You get up and you go to the bar that's in there. Okay. And what happens is it's watered down. That's right. So you have to keep drinking, and keep drinking. And you're not getting fulfilled. You're still sober. Like, what's going on here? It's like drinking water. I don't feel anything. And here I am laughing. I'm smiling and gleaming at you. And you just, oh man, what's going on? You okay, Morpheus? I'm fine. I'm feeling good right now. You ain't. Okay. And not only is your drink watered down, there's something in it that makes you want more of it, but you're not being fulfilled as you should. Okay. So the party ends and I'm feeling good. I'm well off. I can't take another drink. Okay. I had a good time. You didn't. Okay. The drinks, you had about 9 or 10 different drinks and you still just about close to sober as sober can be. As if you had like just one drink. But you say you need to have more. Now, here's your reality with this. Check this out. Here's the church. This is what ties into it. This is why I brought this in. In your church, you're looking for fulfillment. You're looking for answers of the heavens and the earth. It's not in there. That's myth. Okay? It is a story. Yes, I'm telling you like it is, whether you like it or not. It's something someone else made up, not you. It's something that you brought. No, excuse me. Let me take that back. Let me rewind. You didn't buy it. Your parents brought it and shoveled it down your throat. And you have accepted it over a period of years. It's been around for a long time. So you say, how can we not believe in it? Because it's been around for a long time to the point to where it's been beat in the head of society. But yet you have to keep going back to have a sense of fulfillment that you're not getting fulfilled. You have to go back and keep purchasing more of your time, more of your energy, more questions, more unfulfilled promises and prayers while you're constantly suffering. Okay. And you don't know why. So you can keep coming back for more with the planned obsolescence, the plan to keep you coming back, to keep their light bills on. So you can be a member. So you can believe in the story that's been around for a long time, yet be unfulfilled. While I am fulfilled. I've been fulfilled for how long now? It's been so long, I can't even tell you. But I've never been the best of myself until I put that Bible down. Until I shut religion out of my door. Until that time, I was limited, really. I didn't know the things that I am saying now. I couldn't see nature for what it is. I couldn't see the idea of planned obsolescence that your system have in store for you around your country to buy something that's going to eventually break so you can be a forever customer. I thought people were nice. I thought people were kind. I thought you buy a product, it's going to be good, right? Then you got people who tell you, well, you buy what you get. Okay. Well, that's okay. I used to agree with that. I used to. Until I thought about who's making the product. Another human being. Or either that or they made a machine to make the product for you. They still designed it nonetheless. And you buy it and they say, well, there's several brands of this. You get the premium, you get the middle, or you get the standard. And the standard is crap. You understand? And then you get it and it breaks down. Well, 1 year warranty. And you get the third one, which costs a little bit more. And now you got a either lifetime warrant guarantee or a 5-year warranty, whatever it is. And you never stop to think, wait a minute, why not just give me a product that works? Why do you have to have it? Why should it be where there is an option of giving me something that's generic and ridiculous versus something that is the best because I have more price on it? Now, your businessman might tell you something differently and they'll come up with all sorts of excuses. Oh, it's just business and numbers and, keep the product in the yeah. We've heard it all across America. We've seen their brand for years now. Okay, definitely with their cars, Fiat, Chrysler, some Chevys. Don't make me go there. Don't make me go there. First versions of Fords. Okay, GM products. Oh, we just, No, they want to keep a job. That's what it is. And how do Mr. Smith keeps his job on you? By playing obsolescence. Because when your marriage fails, Mr. Smith, you got to go to him to fix it. Right? When your heart's not right in your mind, it's just your mind, not your heart. When you think your heart's not right, when you think something's wrong in your life and you can't find your way and you need a prayer, you need some man to lay his manly hands on your forehead to make you think that you feel better, which is a pastor. And you go to him, you go into Mr. Smith. Why don't you lay hands on your own head if you are a child of whatever God you think you are? Lay your own hands. Heal yourself. Wait a minute. Morpheus didn't say that. Yes, he did. Because guess what? Let's pump the brakes. I got you now. I got you now, Neo. I got you where I want you. Now you can't move. Sit still because I'm going to show you something. Now, you will see the mirror bend before your face. Now you're going to see what I see. Now I can call you Morpheus. Check this out. You know how the universe and the real God talks and teaches you? Not by men, by you, by nature, by science, by your instincts. That's right. By knowledge and learning of the life around you. That's how it operates. I'm not saying that the computer geeks and those who decided to go to college and leave it with 5 deep degrees that you can never explain or pronounce. No. I'm talking about learning from knowing yourself, knowing what conditions caused it. Like, for example, you got a simple headache because you haven't gotten enough sleep. Some people do this. And we have all been guilty of this. But this is the most simple example I can give you. Because sometimes I got to do that for some people. Not for you who's listening. But there are those who are on the back of the bus. You have a simple headache because you didn't sleep well last night. And you've been eating the wrong food all week. So now you're having heart palpitations. You ate the wrong foods. Hello. You've been eating bad sugars. And now you have high blood pressure because you are constantly eating heavy grease food. Back and forth, Church's Chicken, KFC, Don't get me started. And then you're like, oh, I need prayer. I need prayer. I need to go to church and get prayer. And then you hear Morpheus, because I do have more audios coming concerning health and foods. So stand by. I have it coming, because you are my most valuable asset. I will always say that until you realize that. Now listen. So this apparently woman or person will go to the church and say, I need prayer. Lay hands on me because I haven't been feeling well all week. I'm having heart palpitations. I need to go ask the doctor to help me. Before I go to the doctor, I need some prayer because I don't want this to be, feel like I'm going to have a heart attack. Why am I having a heart palpitation? Why? I feel like my chest is getting restricted. I can't breathe. I'm losing energy. I'm getting pimples on my face. What's going on? And you hear my audio log, or maybe even somebody else's. There's plenty of people talking about health and foods and medication and vaccinations. The list goes on. And they're telling you that you're eating the bad food. They're telling you about vaccination. They're telling you about you should not be eating certain foods and eating before bed. Get plenty of sleep. Drink enough water per day to hydrate yourself. Okay? It's not always 8 glasses of water. Okay? That's a myth. I know that. I'm a physical trainer and I'm into health. If they ever tell you that, laugh in their face. Everybody do not need 8 glasses of water. We're not made the same. Your body weight is different. I may be 250 pounds. You may be 110. Okay? Now, just drink enough to keep yourself hydrated. All right? That's all you need to do. Enough to keep yourself hydrated. And make sure you drink water, not popping juice. Anyway, getting back onto it. So you know these things, yet you go to the church and say, I'm going to get some prayer. But what has been given to you already? The answer was given to you already. Why are you going to the church? It's called ignorance. It's called the lack of knowledge. It's called not really hearing or seeing the true nature of what a true universal God would be, which is knowledge. I'm not talking about book knowledge that you get from man in his college. I'm talking about the knowledge of life, of instincts, of nature, of knowing you, of saying, well, maybe I need to get more sleep. Let me rest up. Let me change my diet. Let me go for a walk. Instead of sitting down watching Netflix for a good 2 or 3 hours when I know I should be getting up and putting this bag of Doritos down, even though it tastes cheesy and good. All right. So this subject spans to pretty much a lot of other things. It's the apparatus of things. It's not limited just to your health, like the things like changing the economy, changing your world, changing how your children dress and act, changing your finances, changing your job, strengthening yourself, putting the crown on your head. This is trying to put the crown on everybody else's head. Love yourself better. Do what you can. Pay attention to the outside world. It's things that you can do on your own. It's been in you the whole time. But yeah, you've been going to the church asking them what you can be doing. Why are you asking them what you should be doing for yourself when you should already know? The fact is you don't know. So guess who wins? Somebody you already know, Mr. Smith. You are on the track of planned obsolescence. And let me tell you what blocks all that. When you are living that life, that's what blocks your ability to see, because it is on a path of planned obsolescence. When you are eating bad, when you are in the wrong circles, when you aren't concentrating on the right information, when you are just doing what everybody else is doing. Oh, I'm going to dress like this because they're dressing like that too. I'm going to walk like this because they're walking like that. I'm going to talk like this because everybody else is talking like this. Well, why don't you go the opposite direction and see what happens? You may be alone for a little while, but you'll live better. Trust me when I say this, Neo. They may not accept you. You may be odd looking, but let them. Yeah, you will be the odd one while the rest of them jump off the cliff. You'll be the only one alive and living today. I had an experience myself, and Funny thing. I was invited out to a dinner. It was a dinner meeting to discuss some things. Okay. And during the dinner meeting, they started talking about the presidency and the politics type of thing. Okay. In the middle of it, I just got to say, okay, I have things to do. I'm gonna get up and go, and I'll see y'all later. And they're like, well, we're only halfway through this. Why are you leaving? Why are you leaving, Mr. C? Why don't you stay? This is not my conversation. I'm gonna go somewhere else. I'm gonna find something else to do. And of course they were just like, this is kind of, why are you leaving? I don't understand. This is, came all the way out here. Why would you just like, this is not my circle. I don't talk about those certain. That's what you talk about. That's your decision. If you want to talk about politics, have at it. That's not my circle. I'm not interested. And lo and behold, they found that to be a great time to try to debate with me. And I'm not the debating type, but I will stand there and fold my arms and listen before I throw the facts at you. That's what debating is. You just give facts. You say, okay, this is the way it is, and I'll understand it from this atmosphere. No need to argue, but you do have to have, when you debate someone, you have to have valid points to validate that a person is wrong. You don't get emotional. If you say, I don't understand, if you say what you said is wrong, you have to back it up with because blah, 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 blah. Okay. Not because of the way you said it, not because of what you're saying. Okay. Not because of your content, whatever it is. No, you got to, if you're wrong because of blah, blah. So I'm sitting there and I got my arms folded. And he said, well, politics isn't your thing, Mr. C, but you're talking about everything else. How can it not be your thing? And it's one of the things that are making the world go round. And I put my hands on the table and looked them all in the face. I said, it's kind of funny how all of you are sitting here as pretending to be intellectuals, but you're puppets. They got quiet for a moment there. Face got a little slack. I can't believe he said that. Yeah. And I'm just like, because, you're telling me that that's what makes the world go round, the politics, and you worrying about whatever the government is doing and everything around you. I said, y'all need to be talking about what you should be doing, not about the president, not about what's going around in their whatever protocols that they come up with, or the politics with the stories and the entertainment ring playing puppet and puppeteer. You're sitting here for an hour and a half or so, wasting your breath because you're not going to change what they do. The only thing you can change is what you do at home. I'm not going to sit here and talk about politics because I am my own leader. I think for myself. I operate for myself, and I live on my own orchestration. Okay? That's what makes the politics so interesting. And those who may be affiliated with the government laugh at you because you make yourself a fool sitting here talking about something you can't change as an individual. You complain all you want to. Use a wise man's saying and route. He says, change what you can change. Leave the rest be. With that note, I just got up and walked away. Got a call back from them a couple of days later, and they told me that they ended up in an uproar. They ended up in an uproar sort of argument at the table after I left with the politics. They're talking about who was the better president, what the president is doing, the politics here, politics there, and they went back into history. It was just a roundabout circle, as they have described it. And the one individual I was talking to, they said, you have a very open mind, and I like the way that you talk. It makes a lot of sense. I didn't think about it at first. I was kind of upset. But It makes sense about what you're saying. Makes sense. I have to elaborate with them, and I can share with you, my married people, with that small story. Okay. It's basically this. At the end of the day, you are responsible for what you decide to do with whatever is around you. Where you have to take the reins of your own freedom and liberty to guide and control yourself. Whereas there may be a government, where there may be politics in the world, or however they function. But it doesn't matter when you still have the opportunity to control and think for yourself. End of story. Because either way you look at it, there is one thing that we are all going to need to learn, and that we are in planned obsolescence by birth. And the way to get out of that is to dissect it, is to learn how to live better by the eating better, not purchase better things. I know some of y'all think, I'm just going to buy some else. Yeah. I know what you do. Oh, if I get tired of it, I'll just throw it away. If I can't put it in the shop and get it fixed, I'm going to go ahead and, Maybe you got the money to do that kind of stuff. Not everybody does. Okay. But it's still, that's not the limitations of your planned obsolescence. It's entire lifestyle. That's a planned obsolescence. And you'll be the first one to line up for vaccination, or wrap yourself around McDonald's. Okay. Or consistently, on a constant basis, allow the autonomy and the push button electronic lifestyle to create computers that's going to take over your child's future eventually, because they're working on putting computers in small time jobs and in some good jobs that your children, or maybe you yourself in the future, might need. But yet there's going to be computers sitting there, because we love nature so much, because you are such a prized human being here in America, because you are so important. The corporations are going to trade you for a computer. How about that? Okay. Buy yourself around that when that happens. Okay. And as wonderful of the cruise ship that you think you on, okay, it's not all about you. You need to think about every other child that may not be as fortunate as you. There are children out there who may not be of your flesh and blood, but they have to suffer for your kindlessness and lack of compassion for them, because you're on a cruise ship through life and you got it made. What about them? Now, I know some of you, I've heard the lectures. I've heard what y'all said. Well, I've made my money through hard-earned work. I've worked ever since I was 12 years old, and I put the work in. Yeah, excuse. Not to be compassionate, not to help, not to be concerned with somebody else or some other person and lifestyle of other people. That's a really big excuse, because you're not God. Everybody has a different destiny and a different lifestyle that they was forced into on a usual basis. They didn't have a choice. They was brought up in the world with two parents that was ignorant, or who got married too soon. Hello. Or who didn't really want kids, but had kids because she was trying to find a financial retirement plan from her husband, and just so happened to have a couple of kids involved who are now teenagers. And just because they're teenagers functioning in your 20, 21, 25, 26 world, okay, that doesn't mean they're not hurting. Because they'll still go through something for the lack of ignorance. Or should I say, for the lack of compassion and more on ignorance.